Just a video of me respraying a roller door with the Airless spray. I'll be using a product by taubmans, which is an exterior acrylic paint, and it's got a, I believe, 10-year guarantee once it's painted on the product. This is also a self-priming paint as well. This is the masking roll I'll use. It's just a Wagner masking roll with some painter's tape. I just use the standard yellow painter's tape. I won't be using the blue tape on this occasion. It's 12 inches wide, and this is basically how you tape up a garage door. So that's how the tape works. You've got one bit of tape that goes on the paper as you draw it out, and the other bit is for just taping it down. So you can see there how I've used it. Now I've taped up the brick, and there's a little fabric, piece of fabric that goes along either side of the roller door. I've left that exposed. I'm going to paint that because it's a bit old and yuck looking. So I'm going to pull that handle off, and I'm going to mask up the bottom piece of aluminium there at the bottom of the door. Sometimes I'll paint that if it's in good condition. Other times I tape it up and leave it. On this door I'm not painting the handle. The customer doesn't want that. Some doors I will undercoat the handle and spray that as well. Now this has some rust on it. We're going to treat that with Penetrol and a rust primer before painting. There's a plane going over there. There's not really that much you can do on this property with the rust because they are basically beachfront, and this door is, once it's like cancer, once it starts to rust, unless you can get right down to every piece of it, you're never going to be able to fully fix it. You'll always miss a spot and have to come back. So this house is being sold, so it's only a little bit of rust down the sides. We're just going to sort of spruce it up, make it look better. So here's the spray we'll be using. I'll just prime it up here. Now we'll spray the door. So I've got 12 inches of masking tape down, and I put some drop sheets down as well, but you do not need those drop sheets. With the fine finish tip, even if you get a giant gust of wind, the overspray is not going to be a problem. If you're using a standard tip and you get a gust of wind, overspray is a problem. So I get 2 clogs here because I've probably done 3, maybe 4 jobs with this filter. So once I start getting clogs, I generally change the filter. Here I get a clog. So there you go. So this is what the reversible tip for. So once you get a clog, you basically just flip the tip around and squeeze it out. It pushes the clog out, and still haven't got it all. So you should be good to go now. Call that a save. Product I'm using is Wattle Solar Guard. It's a self-priming exterior paint, especially for this. Sticks really well, provides a nice high gloss if you're going to use a semi or a full gloss. On a garage door I generally try to stick to semi-gloss. On this particular door, however, we're using low sheen. It's quite an old door. Some guys I've noticed online use an extension tip to spray these doors. I prefer to actually not use one and get nice and close to the door and make sure it's a nice even finish. If you're using the extension tip, your moves are exaggerated when you go side to side, and sometimes you can get misses and things. I find I prefer to be right on top of the door and stretch out a bit. So here's the finished door. I've just taken the masking off, so you can see there that's the finish. There's no overspray there, obviously. So with the fine finish tip, it's very nice and clean. This is just showing you the size of the fan. That's a 211 fine finish tip, so you can see there it's quite thin. Now what the 211 means is the 11 is the orifice size, so you go say 08, 09, 10, 11, 12. The bigger the number, the more the orifice size, and the 2, so 211, the 2 at the start, you double that to get your fan width at 8 inches. So the 2 is a 4-inch fan at 8 inches with an 11.11 orifice size. So for a higher viscosity paint, or say a roof membrane or something like that, you might go to a 1.2 or a 1.4 just to get that material through the airless tip. I mean, you can sort of force it through the spray, but it can create problems for your spray and for your tip and your gun and stuff like that. So you want to get that right. Most household paints I tend tend to use a 11 or a 1-2 or a 1-0 around there. Generally a 2-1-1 or a 3-1-1, something like that is what I use a lot. Alright, cheers. Just one other thing I forgot to mention, this blue tape I put here, there was actually 2 holes in the roller door, so what I've done is I've taped up behind the holes and then I've used some builder's bog on the front of the roller door and pushed it right through to the tape, and that will give it some support, so those holes will then be sealed up and I can paint them. So I'll actually give them a little bit of a sand and I'll prime them up before, use a sealer undercoat, sorry, before I actually paint the door on those spots.